Governor Pete Ricketts says his office is aware and working on the situation in which availability of free COVID-19 testing through Test Nebraska has dropped in Scottsbluff as the rate of positive cases has been on the rise. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, before the end of October, the free testing offered through Regional West Health Services was available for 4 hours per day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. However, by November 2nd, that testing window had dropped to just 3 hours per day on just Tuesdays and Fridays. That's a 50% reduction in terms of weekly hour availability. With the change, Regional West started offering symptomatic individuals a phone number they could call to discuss additional testing options. During his coronavirus response update yesterday, Governor Ricketts was asked by KNEB News about the situation and what the state could do to improve testing availability.
I will say that we are working with Regional West with regard to increasing testing there, and it gets back to some staffing and some courier issues. But we can probably the best thing to do is just take this offline, but we are working to increase the amount of testing that is going on in the Panhandle, specifically at Regional West. What we did is we put in contracts in place, and some of those contracts need to be relooked at to be able to allow for further expansion as one of the alternatives.
In a statement provided to KNEB News, Regional West Health Service officials said the organization is, quote, assessing the community demand and may periodically adjust the testing capacity and schedule. And yesterday, Panhandle public health officials announcing 326 new COVID cases and 150 new recoveries since their Monday afternoon briefing. The new cases include 184 in Scottsbluff County, 33 in Morrill County, 30 in Cheyenne County, 29 in Box Butte County, 25 in Dawes, 20 in Sheridan, 12 in Kimball County, 3 in Garden County, and 2 in Grant County. Through Thursday afternoon, the Panhandle has seen 3,114 total cases, 16 deaths, 1,772 recoveries, leaving 1,326 active cases. Those active cases include 927 in Scottsbluff County, 72 in Box Butte and Morrill counties, 70 in both Dawes and Cheyenne counties, 55 in Sheridan, 28 in Kimball, 21 in Garden, 6 in Dual, 2 in Grant County, and 1 active case in Sioux County.
And before we head out, we are all in this together. We are thankful for all of you doing your part with kindness and grace. Please continue to wear a mask, watch your distance, and avoid crowded places. Wash your hands, know your risk, stay home if you are sick or have been exposed, and get tested.
Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your weekend weather forecast. You'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we offer loans with competitive rates and quick decisions from our experienced lenders. Our team works hard to get to know you and your business. From ag to auto, home loans, and everything in between, we're here to help. Stop by Platte Valley Bank or apply online to find the loan that is right for you today.
Compliments for You and Your Home invites you to the Holiday Open House, October 30th through November 7th. Let us take you on a tour and help you find the perfect gift. From tree decorations to carolers, get great savings throughout the store and brighten up your home for all your special occasions. We'll also have door prizes and refreshments. Join us October 30th through November 7th for the Holiday Open House at Compliments for You and Your Home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff. Come in and see gifts for everyone at TC and More. Great gifts are waiting at TC and More, 1621 Broadway, Scottsbluff.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, as we look across the area tonight, we're going to be dealing with generally cloudy skies to start the evening out, and then later on in the overnight hours we'll clear out a little bit as we get towards tomorrow morning. One more mild day again tomorrow. Strong winds, though, are going to come through along that cold front tomorrow night. It'll bring some rain, but cooler conditions. We've got a pretty good bout of winds coming, really. 81 yesterday, 3 days in a row of record high temperatures here across the region. It has been very, very mild. Nothing in the rain gauge. We will probably get a few rain showers out of this storm system. Well, here we go. This is what we have on the way. We have high wind watches that have been posted here for the most of the Nebraska Panhandle, and at least the southern half of the Nebraska Panhandle, into portions of eastern Wyoming, eastern Laramie County, and then the high country. This area right here into northeastern Colorado, we're watching that area for tomorrow evening through Sunday morning of sustained winds of 35 to 45, gusts 60 to 65 miles an hour. Not out of the question there. Red flag warnings are off to the east. You can see those larger areas. Here's that high wind watch area. It expands down into Kansas, and this is winter storm watches and winter storm warnings with that next system off to our north. 72 in North Platte at 66 in Hayes, 72 in Valentine right now, 62 here, 62 in Alliance, 66 over in Ogallala. That 71 looks pretty nice there in Valentine. A little stronger winds up there. Otherwise, southeasterly winds under 10 miles an hour. We have some clouds across the area this evening. They're going to be kind of thick for a while. Towards sunrise tomorrow, they'll start to clear out a little bit, and we have low temperatures falling overnight into generally the 30s and 40s here across the region. Another mild day tomorrow. Starts with sunshine at times. We'll have some clouds early, then some peaks of sun, and then here comes the frontal system. When this system comes along, you're going to see it here get pretty active and organized late tomorrow night and push through the region towards early Sunday morning. That's when the strongest winds, it's going to be out in front of that little band of rain, but wind-driven rain going to be possible for a period of time tomorrow night into early Sunday morning, and we're talking about some substantial winds in the 60-plus mile an hour range in terms of gusts. One again mild day tomorrow into the 70s. Precip looks pretty light here across the region, a couple of hundredths, and any snowfall should be confined to the high country with this system. Again, can't rule out an isolated snow shower here at lower elevations. So for tonight, cloudy early, decreasing clouds late, light and variable winds tonight. A pretty pleasant night, albeit a little cloudy. Tomorrow, one more warm day. Winds and rain come in late. Southeast winds 5 to 10 during the day. Winds will gust 60 plus late tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Much cooler on Sunday with highs only in the 50s. Then we're back into the 30s on Monday for a high. Windy again on Tuesday and in the 40s all next week, really, with, again, kind of active conditions. No real big storm systems in terms of heavy precip, but at least some chance of getting some moisture and active weather conditions, much cooler for next week.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
At Renewal by Andersen, it's about our people. We're a family-owned local company with the best windows, patio doors, and installation teams anywhere. But before our customers ever get to installation, they speak with our advisors in the office. We're so proud of our people. They're very experienced, organized, and at Renewal by Andersen, we know that our customers' time is so valuable. We assure you signature service from the first phone call to the installation day. Renewal by Andersen, a local family company. It's about our people.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
Welcome back. For 85 years, the grave of a Civil War veteran has been without a marker at the Fairview Cemetery on the north side of Scottsbluff. Now, that error is corrected after the Historical Society in Lincoln brought the issue to the attention of Scottsbluff County Veteran Service Officer John Brem. Brem says that he was surprised that Phineas B. Guernsey's grave had not been marked at all. According to the obituary for Guernsey, he served in the Illinois Cavalry from January 1, 1864, was wounded in battle and discharged in November the following year, and was the first constable and policeman for the city of Scottsbluff. A new marker noting his service has been placed at his grave site, something Brem wanted to have done by Veterans Day. Well, whether or not there will be an automatic recount for the second of 2 contested seats on the Mitchell City Council could depend on the outcome of votes contained in provisional ballots from this week's general election. While Angie Preston's seat on that body was secured by 361 votes in the unofficial tally, just 2 votes separated incumbent Tim Schneider and challenger Paul Morrell at 311 and 309 respectively. Scottsbluff County Election Commissioner Kelly Side says that there are an estimated 150 to 200 provisional ballots that her office has to go through before the results are submitted to the canvassing board. If the difference between the vote for Schneider and Morrell remains within 1% of the top vote, that would trigger an automatic recount. If at more than 1%, a recount could still take place at the request of one of the candidates, but they would be responsible to bear the expense of doing so. And First State Bank kicked off their 39th annual Gift of Love campaign yesterday with the Tree of Names curbside pickup. From now until December, residents can go inside the bank to pick up a name off of the tree or calling Becca Tompkins. First State Bank is also having the canned goods collection and Coats for Kids campaigns underway, and the Jingle Jog 5K Run and Walk is scheduled for December 5th. For details on any facet of the Gift of Love, contact Tompkins at 633-6109. Well, coming up after the break, your Friday edition of Husker Chat with Jason Jorgensen and Sean Callahan. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Box Butte General Hospital continues our mission to lead and innovate in healthcare delivery and community wellness. But this isn't just a hospital. This is home to exceptional patient care. This is the greatest place to work, receive care, and practice medicine. This is innovation in action. This is community wellness. This is where specialty clinics fit your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. We are Box Butte General Hospital. This is us. Great things are happening here since 1976.
Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge. What is Hydrozen? It's total body relaxation. It's total body recharge. It's floating weightless on water. Floating your aches, pains, stresses, and worries away. Hydrozen is a revolutionary new therapy using Epsom salt saturated water as a way to relax and rejuvenate your body. And it's now available in Scottsbluff. It is for most ages and has many benefits to the mind and body. Visit hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT.
Home buying is filled with decisions. Neighborhood, floor plan, fenced yard. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home. Home buying is filled with decisions. Square feet, fixer-upper, room to grow. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home.
Finally, a game day. Side Adrian to the 5. Adrian Martinez in. Touchdown, Nebraska. 5-20, 15-10. Knocked out of bounds inside the 10. Luke McCaffrey.
Gets hit and goes down. And that's a sack for the Huskers.
Jason Jorgensen with you as we bring you another edition of Husker Chat, brought to you by Newcomb Diesel of Kearney. As always, we are joined by the publisher of Husker Online, Sean Callahan. Well, Sean, an interesting week in Husker football, despite the fact we didn't have a game, but we cross our fingers this week, and hopefully Nebraska gets a matchup at Northwestern.
Yeah, it was a week of ups and downs. I mean, we thought Nebraska was going to play Wisconsin, then it gets canceled. They thought maybe they were going to play Tennessee Chattanooga. That got canceled. I guess if you're trying to look at it as a glass half full approach, Nebraska has gotten extra preparation now to study Northwestern, to study their new offensive coordinator. They were able to practice for Northwestern on Friday and Saturday and Monday. They took the mandatory election day off, which is a NCAA deal this year. So they were able to get additional prep and work in, and you would hope the Huskers are prepared now for this game on Saturday.
I kind of like Coach Frost's comment. He said, we've got to set the record for the team that's had the most practices in just one football game. Now, Northwestern coach Pat Fitzgerald came out this week and said that was a huge advantage for Nebraska not to play. I think I'd have to agree with Coach Frost on this one. I think early on in the season, you don't want any bye weeks.
Well, and that's why they pushed so hard to get Tennessee Chattanooga. They just wanted a repetition. They wanted games. They really only played about 60 to 65 snaps of offense against Ohio State. They weren't able to really get that full rhythm going, and they want that. I mean, they want a Saturday where they can get out and run their stuff and do what they want to do and practice that. And that was a big loss last week, not getting that opportunity, even if it was against Tennessee Chattanooga. And now the challenge is you're on the road again. You haven't been at home yet, which it doesn't really matter right now without fans. But you would like to be able to play a game, sleep in your own beds. And they'll get that chance on the 14th of November against Penn State, which, by the way, is another 11 a.m. kickoff. So the 3 scheduled games that Nebraska has on paper right now are all 11 a.m. Kickoff games. So got to get used to those early starts.
What's your take on this Northwestern bunch? They weren't very good a year ago. They took a couple of steps backwards going 3-9, but boy, here they are 2-0, an impressive win over Maryland. And that was a big win for them to find a way to fight back and beat Iowa.
Yeah, Northwestern kind of does what they do. And I think when they have expectations, they don't meet them. But when you don't expect much from them, that's when they tend to have their better teams. And I don't know if a lot of people expected much out of this team this year. Pat Fitzgerald fired his longtime offensive coordinator after last year's struggles when they went 3-9. And they had really one of the worst offenses in the Power 5. I mean, as far as the numbers go, they brought in a new coordinator. They're running some more pro-style elements with the spread. So they tried to change things up, but they're still very good on defense. And that's really been their recipe. And I wouldn't say they're elite, but what they do is they don't give up big plays. And that has been the history of Northwestern. They kind of run a deep quarter zone, bend but don't break. They'll be okay to give up 10-yard plays here and there, but very rarely will you see them give up plays longer than 20 yards. So they make you earn what you get, and they oftentimes force you into mistakes, and they find ways to maximize those mistakes.
Today on Husker Chat, we're joined by Sean Callahan, the publisher of Husker Online. Once again, Husker Chat is brought to you by Newcomb Diesel of Kearney. And Sean, as history would show us, when Nebraska and Northwestern get together, this has been one of the great series since Nebraska has joined the Big Ten. There's usually a lot of high drama, and these are cliffhanger games.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, Jason. This is the 10th straight year Nebraska's played Northwestern. I remember that first game vividly when they came into Lincoln and Nebraska had just beaten Michigan State, and they knocked off Nebraska. Nebraska was a top 10 team at that point. And you knew from that point on, this was a team you couldn't underestimate. You look at the series, though, Jason, 6 of the 9 games have been decided by 3 points or less. 7 of the 9 games have been decided by 7 points or less. And then you look at this stat. The road team, which Nebraska is the road team this week, is 6-3 in the series. So it's been very exciting. It's been very entertaining. And the road team, of all things, has had the success.
What's your take on this one as you start to boil it down? What are maybe a couple of the big keys for the Huskers to try to find a way to pull out the victory?
They need to find explosive plays and rhythm on offense against a defense that doesn't give you much. I really think Nebraska can win this game, but they've got to execute on offense and obviously eliminate those fumbles that we saw from Martinez and McCaffrey in week 1. Defensively, I'm not as worried. I mean, I think Northwestern has guys that can hurt you, But I think Nebraska can match up with what they do. I know a year ago they really had a lot of success. And I'm looking forward just to seeing Nebraska for a second time this year. I mean, I want to learn more about this team, as I feel like very few of us right now, and I do it for a living. We don't know much about this Nebraska football team at this point.
This figures to be a 50-50 game, and there figures to be more of these because when you look at the Big Ten, and even though it's been just a couple of weeks, it really looks like Ohio State, as we expected, at the top of the class. Then after that, everyone else is pretty equal.
Yeah, you look at the league after Ohio State, it's hard to imagine. Maybe Wisconsin could be a undefeated or one-loss team, but they're not going to play for a second week in a row. But even then, we don't know much about the Badgers. They beat Illinois, and Illinois is not a great team. And we don't know much about Wisconsin at that point. But you're right. This Big Ten after Ohio State is extremely wide open. And I think a lot of teams could emerge. I mean, who would have thunk that Northwestern and Purdue are 2-0 right now in the Big Ten West, and Iowa and Minnesota are 0-2. I mean, there's just no way anybody could have seen the start of the season, especially Maryland last week, beating Minnesota. I mean, that one, I think, threw everybody off.
Well, it is 2020, so we'll see what happens this week. Sean, as always, thanks a lot for your time.
All right, Jason, thank you.
And that was Sean Callahan, the publisher of Husker Online. Once again, our guest for Husker Chat. And Husker Chat is brought to you every week by Newcomb Diesel of Kearney. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jason Jorgensen.
Small business, you're the engine that makes our communities thrive. That's why we're with you, providing more for you, so you can focus on what matters most. Small business, you're the engine that makes our communities thrive. That's why we're with you, providing more for you, so you can earn more, save more, and do more.
For the past 44 years, Platte Valley Vacuum and Sewing has been serving the Wyobraska area. That's quite a long time. At Platte Valley Vac and Sew, you'll find quality sewing machines, quilting and embroidery machines, even sergers from name brands such as Pfaff and Baby Lock, both known for their well-made machinery. Keep in mind you'll receive one-on-one lessons with your machine purchase. Platte Valley Vac and Sew also offers a fine selection of 100% cotton quilting fabrics and a great selection of threads and notions to assist you in most any quilting or embroidery project you might have. For all your sewing machine quilting needs, stop by Platte Valley Vac and Sew, downtown Scottsbluff.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
At Platte Valley Investment Center, we believe in personalized planning for your financial goals.
As your retirement income partners, our concern for your success, combined with resources from Raymond James, can help you make confident decisions for your financial future.
Our team of financial advisors will help you make your money work just as hard as you did to earn it. After all, our goal is to help you reach your financial goals.
Call me, Jody Rosiska, or Kevin Fig, financial advisors, to set up your free, no-obligation pre-retirement review.
And finally, tonight's longtime Scottsbluff County Judge James Macken passed away this week at the age of 91. Macken served as a judge for the 12th Judicial District for 3 decades, and several people who worked with him over the years say he was nothing but a class act. Sheriff Mark Overman says Judge Macken was on the bench when he first entered law enforcement.
When I became a police officer, I had a lot of interaction with him. And the thing that strikes me the most is that he was just a real gentleman. And he was that way to everyone that was in his court, be it whether you're a police officer, whether you were a defendant, a member of the public, member of the bar. He was just a real gentleman.
And Scottsbluff attorney Steve Olson said he was privileged to not only interact with him on a regular basis in the courtroom, but also as a neighbor.
But as excellent a judge he was an excellent neighbor. I was his neighbor for, I'm thinking probably 18 years. And he was just such a gentleman. You know, he was always good to me, always good to my family, to my son, always welcoming. He always raised the bar a lot for me because he was meticulous with the way he kept his yard and his lawn.
A massive Christian burial for Judge Macken will be held on Saturday at St. Agnes Catholic Church in Scottsbluff. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.